Buffalo residents who have been here for decades would mostly agree that the city has experienced growth over the past 10 to 15 years, but while some areas have experienced a bit of a resurgence, the same cannot be said for the whole city.
Now, that is especially true when it comes to the number of families currently living in poverty here. Reporter Mark Shear with our nonprofit partners at Investigative Post has tonight's special report and a look at how the two major mayoral candidates view the issue of poverty.
There's no denying that sections of Buffalo have enjoyed a renaissance of sorts during Byron Brown's 15 years in office. There's Canal Side, construction downtown, and the medical campus. There's also Elmwood Village and North Buffalo. Both are thriving.
Yes, sections of Buffalo have rebounded, but large swaths of the city remain impoverished. The numbers aren't pretty.
Back when Brown took office, the city's poverty rate was second worst in the nation, just shy of 30%. The numbers were almost as bad in 2019, the last year we have census data for. We now rank as the nation's third poorest big city. Even worse, more than 4 in 10 children in the city of Buffalo live in poverty. 3/4 of students attending Buffalo public schools are eligible for free or reduced meals. And get this, the number of city residents working for a living has dropped since Brown took office.
The real Buffalo story is that a few have advanced and their lives have gotten better, but too many have been left behind.
Signs of poverty are easy to find on the east side and sections of the west side. Boarded up buildings on Broadway, listless neighborhood commercial districts, and overgrown lots where houses once stood.
Mayors alone can't solve poverty. Its roots in Buffalo are deep, and there are many agencies outside City Hall that are involved in addressing the problem.
At the end of the day, people at the neighborhood level are still suffering mightily, and there isn't that kind of focused work to try to change that.
Henry Taylor of the University at Buffalo said the city is spending plenty of money to deal with poverty. But the spending is misdirected, with much of it going for policing and social programs.
That's the model that we use in Buffalo. And it's a failed model, and it will continue to fail. We have to do something different.
Brown wouldn't talk to us for this story. The mayor hasn't made any sweeping poverty proposals during the campaign, but in August, he proposed providing financial assistance to low-income job trainees. Funds would help cover the cost of expenses such as childcare and transportation while people train for jobs in fields that include manufacturing and healthcare. Challenger India Walton has proposed an ambitious approach to addressing poverty.
I believe that poverty is the root cause of a lot of the issues that we face.
How specifically do you find a way to address it?
Yeah, you work in coalition. You work with financial institutions, you work with philanthropy, you work with nonprofits, you work with grant writers and our colleagues in county, state, and federal government to bring programs and dollars into the area.
How much of a dent could you put into it?
Realistically, I'm thinking that we can at least see a 5% reduction over the course of our first term.
So, how will Walton pay for the city's share of her anti-poverty initiatives? Grants, property tax revenue, possibly through a tax hike, and diverting funds from the police department. What will voters think about that? We'll find out November 2nd. For Channel 2 News, I'm Mark Shear with Investigative Post.
And as always, you can read more about this story or check out all the work of our nonprofit partners by heading over to investigativepost.org.